Aries, the energy coming through for you is so potent and the message is clear. There's a little bit of resistance here though. I don't know if it's from you or someone around you, but it's almost like the message might feel too tame for you in some ways. So it's up to you, of course, whether you want to listen to it or not, whether it resonates or not, but it's almost like you're looking for a big shift or a drastic change, or maybe you're anticipating like a tower moment with the number 16 coming through with the Green Man card. But Spirit is saying that something is transforming. It's in metamorphosis right now, and it's kind of happening behind the scenes in a very gentle and a little bit of a slow way. And I got these shadow cards out for you, which I'm pulling for every sign this month. And the energies that came out for you that might present an obstacle or things you're working through, or that another energy is kind of like triggering in you, is impatience and disappointment. These are tough ones. It's tough to feel disappointed, and it's also tough to sit there waiting for something to happen and it's just not happening. But when we're being asked to be patient by our circumstances, like something's not happening, it's not unfolding, when we get asked in that way to sit with the tension or to sit with the turmoil, it's usually because there's a lot of information that wants to come through before something happens, before the shift occurs. So, Spirit wants to reassure you on the one hand that something is growing underneath the earth, behind the scenes, and you will see it come to the surface. You will see the tangible goods of the seeds you planted. You will. But it's not going to come through like a bang. And if for some reason it does, maybe you want to try to slow something down a little bit, because it feels like it needs the right time, the right space, the right TLC to grow, whatever this is that you're bringing in or that is wanting to happen in your field. I got some messages here for you when I was in meditation. And they were simple shift, small changes make all the difference. It's the little things. And I was seeing something about like a profile or social media. This could be a metaphor, but it was like making small changes, maybe on a resume. I don't know. Just like a small tweak to something, or it could even be your thought process. It's going to change more than you expect it will. You don't need to rip something up, start new, just a small tweak. Then I got the message that some of you could need a little bit of a soul hug right now. Maybe you need some human touch, okay? If you have a family member or friend around you that you could give a hug to, that might be more helpful than you realize. That's for some of you. Others of you could be experiencing night terrors or nightmares, and that's the message I got is, what are you avoiding in your waking life? It's like your subconscious mind is trying to catch your attention by creating a scary atmosphere or scary scenario situation in your dream state, so that you'll remember the message, so that you'll remember the symbols that come through. Now, if you haven't had a nightmare or a night terror, then just remember that next time you do, that it's your subconscious mind trying to get your attention. It's not necessarily that whatever you dream of is going to happen. It's more of like, if it was a sweet, nice dream, you might forget it. But because your autonomic system gets activated and, your mind is racing, you remember. I'm hearing that repeat a few times now, okay? So there is something about remembering, and I did get the card Ancestral Alchemy, Conjure Your Legacy. Maybe this dream or this nightmare, night terror, or it could even be fearful thoughts at night that come to you. There's something about your ancestors trying to communicate something with you. And I am seeing all these skulls here, so maybe it is through some kind of dark imagery or dark thoughts, shadow thoughts in some sense. But what they're trying to communicate to you is to know your own power with the crone. To know that the seeds you planted are going to grow. They're going to envelop you. The energy from them. You are the seed that is growing. So your ancestors are trying to communicate with you about your power, your soul power. And I also got the card Green Man, It's Time to Grow. And this card is giving me such a beautiful energy. It's a protective energy. It feels like a guide, actually, related to nature. And it feels masculine. It's like the Green Man, but I can feel it as a presence. And it's really here for you, okay? It's creating some kind of like energetic container for you. Like you're protected, I guess is the message. Now, I got another message that somebody wants to get to know you, and I saw an airplane. I don't know. The airplane kind of looked like a hieroglyph though. So I'm not sure what that's all about. Okay, maybe something about ancient knowledge coming through or someone from a distance, but then again, it could be your ancestors. We'll see what else comes through when I pull more cards. And very interestingly, I got a rhythm, which was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Like, not sure. Maybe this is like something related to music or dancing. I don't know if this is a pattern you recognize, but it felt like in this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, you're like shifting realms, or I don't know. This was the message that came through. So let's get in further for you, Aries, and see what else Spirit wants to say. I do want to pull one of these Mystical Shaman Oracle cards and see what else is here with these ancestors and the crone energy and something growing behind the scenes. The Witness just fell out. Something growing behind the scenes. I feel like that's it. That's the card. And then the Rainmaker. Okay, let me just take a quick peek in the book to see if there's more we can gather from here. Oh, look at that. I have it earmarked. I know some people hate that, but I don't know. I don't mind it. It wasn't actually the Witness. It was the one before it, which is the Wind. And then there's this picture of a wolf. So maybe wolf is a spirit that you're working with, wolf medicine. The wind could be important too, like messages coming through on the wind, in the wind, the airplane. There's something about that. And this looks windy as well. Okay, so the Witness. The Witness that has been by your side all along is now ready to become your ally. You thought you were the doer, but today you discover that things happen when you get out of the way. Witness creation unfolding before you. Change reality by finding stillness and letting your true intent reveal itself. So that's it. That's the tension that you're holding and sitting with as you impatiently wait for something to come through. It's so that you can witness your intention. Why do you want something to happen? Or why do you want something to happen in the way that you want it to happen? You do have some kind of expectation, otherwise you wouldn't have a disappointment. And that's fine. It's okay to have expectations, desires, wants. It's totally cool. I'm not against that. But maybe something needs to be examined around it. Why do I want that so bad? Why did I have that expectation that that would happen? And now I'm seeing an owl. It feels like you're at a vantage point. It's like you knew you had an advantage in a situation. You're the owl perched up high. And I'm seeing someone walk. It's kind of like in a building and someone's walking down in the parking lot or something. It's like you can see them. This could definitely be a metaphor. It's like you could see them. So why didn't it happen the way that you envisioned it would? Something like that. This could even be you seeing yourself, like your higher mind seeing yourself, and now you're like, why didn't that pan out the way I saw it? It can still happen, and it is growing behind the scenes, but we need to witness the intent. It says, acknowledge your preconceptions, ideas, and feelings about the situation you are in, but resist the urge to change any of it. Do not fall back into your controlling patterns. Instead, take a few breaths and connect with the joy of not having to perform. Hold space for the world to keep spinning on its own. So Spirit is asking you that in order for something to grow, and it is time to grow, you need to be like the green man, sit back and witness, observe, sit in stillness, which the crone also does. To watch maybe something unfold at a distance or from a distance with the airplane. To receive the ancient knowledge from your ancestors that are trying to come in. To sit with that nightmare, night terror, scary thoughts in stillness and consider, what is the intention of my subconscious mind as it brings up this vision to me? Okay, Aries, let's get in a little bit further and see what energies are supporting you as well as what energies are challenging you at this time. And I have this color palette going on with the cards that is very fall-like, autumn-like. So there's something about that season, that time of year, that could be significant or will be significant for you. And that is, for me personally, a very magical time. It's when things start to decay, when things start to die off, cycles come to a close, but it's like really when you can see the culmination of what it is that occurred. Interesting. So something will be revealed to you. Your intent, for sure, if you sit with the stillness, but maybe someone else's intent as well. Okay, let's see the energies supporting Aries. I'm hearing it's a time when anything is possible. We have an ending, the moth and eucalyptus. Loyalty, the hound and pear. And the frog and lotus, metamorphosis. You are changing. There is change happening. It could feel like that's totally come to an end. And perhaps there has been an ending of sorts. But something is still changing. Three. Loyalty. Perhaps you are deciding that you are not going to be loyal to something anymore. You've changed. You've outgrown something. You're ready to make a leap into a new realm. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You're ready to change the pattern, shift the rhythm, make a small adjustment, going from one lily pad to the next. And I feel like this might be ending your loyalty to something. Something that doesn't serve you. We have an image of a white dog, and that came through for Aquarius. So maybe you have Aquarius in your chart or something about Aquarius energy. You could watch that reading if you feel called to it, or if the white dog is particularly important to you. Let's see the challenge for Aries. Oh, I hit my head on the microphone. Sorry if you heard a lot of commotion there. I feel like that's a metaphor. That's a message. Maybe someone's trying to communicate to you, or they miscommunicated something. They hit their head, metaphorically. Clumsy in communication. Okay, yeah, there's something about that. Wisdom, the owl and hop. There's the owl I'm seeing. Yes, and it is like this kind of, I think this is a barn owl. They're so cool. If you watch a video of barn owls, they're freaky. They are the stuff of night terrors. But they make such freaky sounds too. Okay, so your wisdom might be coming up from your subconscious in taking on these kind of scary forms to catch your attention. Okay, but there's nothing to be scared of. There's nothing to be fearful of. You are protected, and you have guides watching you here, and your higher self. But this is the owl perched. Like, where is everything? Where is everybody? Where is this thing? And I feel like the challenge is making that leap, swooping down off that perch to the ground to get a better perspective. Now, maybe this is the case where we think that, the higher we are, the better perspective we have. But if we actually get low to the ground, there are things that we can't see from above that we'll be able to see from a different perspective. Okay, so there's something about getting a different perspective by getting more grounded in something, in a situation, or seeing something from a different perspective. I also feel like you need to swoop in some sense, not in a drastic way though. It's like jumping from one lily pad to the next. It's like a graceful flight you're going to take. Yeah, because we have this bird, I think it's a hummingbird, up here with disappointment. It's like it's flapping its wings in the air, staying in one place, putting all these pieces together, but nothing's happening. And I feel like Spirit's saying you have to go in, you have to go down, descend, which could be a metaphor for looking within or facing something that's been a little bit difficult to face. But your ancestors are here saying, know your power. You are the crone, and the owl is a crone symbol. You do have wisdom at your fingertips or at your talons. And it does feel like maybe you need to go down to the ground to catch something. But this is, once again, a gentle action. It's not like a tower moment or a huge disruption. Okay, let's get into the tarot spirit and see what is going on here for Aries. I hope you guys have been doing well. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Andy. This is 13 Moon Tarot. If you're returning, nice to have you back. I feel like some of you haven't been here in a while, actually. Yeah, I feel like a return of older energy. Perhaps this is what you're going to feel. You're going to feel a return of some kind of older energy. Feels like you've been on the lookout for something. Yeah, I said that. It's time to grow. 3 more. For Aries. I'm seeing a truck, like a red truck here. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. Whoa. I'll tell you in a second. I can't help myself. Okay. Okay, we have some major arcanas coming out that are very significant, and we have the 6 of Wands at the bottom, which is victory and success. So that's underlying everything. It's what's behind the scenes. It's what's growing is your victory and your success. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles, some recognition as well for your success. There's also some sense of teamwork here. It could be with your spirit team or other people. So your overall energy is judgment. And the way it's laying on the table, she's looking away here. So it's like your energy right now is preoccupied, maybe with the themes of judgment, with rebirth, with resurrection, or evaluating a situation, or wondering how you're being judged at some level, rather than focusing on what is actually happening somewhere. But I feel like the somewhere is in some energetic realms. Like rather than focusing on the energies that are transmuting, alchemizing, you're distracted in a way, but you're distracted by your disappointment and your impatience. But I feel like a lot of you are telling me, I've turned my back on that, Andy. Like I've given up on that. And you know yourself best, so that could be 100% you're accurate. You got it. But there is someone here where that's not exactly the case. Maybe if whatever you've turned your back on actually came into your field, you would literally turn your back. But right now, you're still anticipating something. So let's find out a little bit more. Tell me more about judgment for Aries. Now, judgment is also a card of having an awakening. So you are having an awakening. We have the Page of Cups. So you're looking for the Page of Cups. This could be related to a child, or maybe it's like a new love kind of energy or a creative energy you're looking at. You could be dealing with immaturity on some level. Or even you're looking at your past self when you were younger and full of like wonderment and what's going to happen in my life. And now you're like, well, I guess I know, but something is changing. Something is becoming something else. Okay. Like it's not, the story's not over is what I'm getting. The story's not over. What you don't see coming, Aries, is the sun. So it's dark right now. It's dark where you are, which makes sense with the night terrors and the owl energy. But owls thrive in the dark. Okay, they're nocturnal. So have no fear. So is the crone. So have no fear if it's dark. It's a place where you can thrive. Your growth and your magic and your power is not impeded by the dark. So if you find yourself in a place of sorrow, sadness, perhaps even a state of depression, or you just feel apathetic to the world around you, there's something about that energy that you could harness to know your power, to empower yourself, to realize that you can still take flight in that dark space. And maybe that is why you need to ground a little bit. So what you don't see coming is the sun. It's not always going to be dark. Of course, everything is cyclical. The sun rises. Maybe it's not even night where you are, metaphorically, or actually maybe it's just cloudy. Okay, the sun is going to come out. And clouds symbolically can represent confusion. When we see them in the Rider-Waite Smith Tarot, they're often like in the Five of Swords. There's all those jagged clouds. It's like mental confusion, not being able to see something clearly. So the sun is coming to illuminate something to you. It's coming to illuminate something around an ending and a beginning. Let's see further. What is this sun? I'm hearing that song. What is it? From Annie? The sun will come out tomorrow. Is that from Annie? I don't know. Maybe you're going through some kind of financial hardship. And I did get something about needing human touch. You feel orphaned in some way, forgotten or left behind. I hope that's not the case, Aries, because you're not. You are so heavily protected here. Like this presence of the green man, it's strong. You could channel it in for yourself if you haven't already. The crone is you, but the green man is like this force field that's around you. It's a strong guide here. We have the Empress with the sun for what you don't see coming. Okay, there's a literal message here. I have to say it because I see it, but if it doesn't apply to you, just don't take it. For some of you who are anticipating growing life, maybe this isn't any way you want. That is going to happen. And there's masculine energy here that is going to grow. Yeah, let's put it that way. You know what I mean, right? Okay, but you can apply that in any way you like. The Empress and the Sun for what you don't see coming. This is a surge of growth. A surge of growth. See, it's happening behind the scenes. It's like as soon as you are aware of your own intentions and maybe the intentions of someone else, and you get real clear about that, and you're going to have to swoop down, get a little grounded, get low to the ground to catch that intention, to really figure that out. It's like everything surges and grows. And I'm seeing like the owl catch something on pavement. It's like the pavement cracks open, wide open, and something grows. That's what I'm visualizing. And it's unexpected for sure. It's been growing all along. It really has. For some of you, this could represent that person. Someone wants to get to know you. Could be an aspect of yourself. But I am feeling like this feminine energy, regardless of gender, like just growing in your surrounding. In your surrounding. This is a really powerful what you don't see coming. You're not going to miss it when it happens, okay, Aries? You're not. And I'm reading for 2025, like the year, but I also have the intention of now and the next 3 months from whenever you see this. So if you don't want to wait for it to play out all year, you decide, no, I want this reading just to be for the next 3 months, and there you go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Interesting. So something magnificent and significant happening here. I want more, Spirit. I can't leave it there. This is like big. Okay, let's see. Tell me more about the Sun and the Empress for what Aries doesn't see coming. Enchanted unity. Whoa. And then it says, let animals be your guides, number 13. So you will have animal spirits, animal guides, animal synchronicities. There's a dog, a boar, a cat, and a blackbird. Maybe it's a raven or a crow. And the number 13 could be significant. A broom we have here. We also have what looks to be like a book of shadows or a journal. An Akashic record, something opening, that ancestral wisdom coming through. Enchanted unity. Yes, something is growing and uniting with you. This is for sure. Okay, so your opportunity, the Fool. Taking that leap from one lily pad to the next. Small shift, small change. Now, I know the Fool can be a drastic leap off a cliff, but that's not how I'm feeling it here, nor is it depicted. So this is making that small, I'm hearing incremental. Okay, small incremental change or swooping down to the ground. You visualize it how it feels right for you. There's a little sign here that says push. You might feel as though you need a little bit of a push. You're hesitant to go for this. When this energy shows up of growth and unity, you might feel a little bit hesitant, like you need a little bit of a confirmation that it is what it is. Queen of Wands. This is such an interesting image. She's sitting on this crow or raven, I'm not sure. And I don't know if you can see, but she's feeding it let's see, where is it? A star right there with this red string to pull it up from drowning. She's using her arrow to revive it. So maybe something is going to be revived here for you. This feeling of taking a chance, this feeling of the new is going to be revived, this feeling of growth. Something about the stars. There's a song that has a line about stars in it that, I don't know. Oh, is it, no, I don't want to go there. Yeah, you decide what that sound means for you. Interesting. What song you can think of that has stars in the lyrics, if it resonates with you. Okay, so your opportunity is to trust in your magic. Queen of Wands is very magical. It's also to perhaps, okay, just listen, just hear me out. It's your choice. You're totally your choice, no judgment. Offer an olive branch, perhaps, for some of you. or maybe it's to take an olive branch. But if it's not that, then it's to trust in your magic that the new is here for you. I need more. I feel like I just want to know more. This is the impatient energy that I'm picking up on, right? It's like, yeah, okay, but what, when? Yeah, look, and all the cards fall out. Because when we get in that energy, we don't get clarity. We get maybe this, maybe that, you know? So it says found, trust what lies ahead. Disenchant, hand of fire, chalice of charity. Yeah, it's like you kind of just have to sit with the possibility here in the stillness of what's going to come to pass, and that something is going to come to pass. And I know the impatience, and I know that you want to relieve any sense of disappointment, but I feel like Spirit's not going to allow me to really offer that to you, because the point is to think about that feeling. And in order to think about it, you have to sit with it. Okay, 4 of Swords for the challenge. This is going unconscious, going to sleep as the challenge. Now, in its higher polarity, it's resting your mind, feeling safe, you know, that you can just relax. But in its lower polarity, which I'm taking it as because it's in the challenge position, is refusing to look at something, going to sleep, going unconscious. When the going gets tough, you know, don't check out. I'm not saying you do, but if you do, try to stay awake with something. Try to stay conscious of your own thoughts and of your own feelings. Because you're being asked to witness, and how can you witness like this with your eyes closed, sleeping? You can't. So let's see a little bit further into the challenge. The Emperor. Okay, now we have the Emperor and the Empress, which is huge. This is like big divine masculine and big divine feminine energy coming in to your reading as an enchanted unity, unifying energies of masculine and feminine, of action, passion, goal-oriented, creation, with flow, and another kind of, and also creation, but another kind of softer creation that comes from the internal world rather than gathering resources from the external world, which the Emperor would do. So this is a beautiful combination of as within, so without. And this is why you must stay attuned, you must witness, you must not put the thoughts and the feelings aside like, oh, that's garbage, and just like be with them because it's happening. And ending loyalty. Okay, you're no longer being loyal to something. I feel like we didn't get what that was. The King of Wands. And we have the Queen of Wands here. Perhaps there's a certain person in your life or a certain ambition in which you would become the King of Wands that you've decided to not invest in because you'd rather move towards the Emperor energy. Now, another challenge I'm seeing here for you is an outside energy telling you not to pay attention to something that you really ought to. Someone else kind of controlling your mind, your thoughts, you know, that saying, living in your head rent free, that thing. Yeah, that could be a challenge for some of you. But there's something about that, living in your head rent free. Because I'm getting this image of Annie, the orphan, squatters. There's something about that, like not looking at it in that way. It's not necessarily useful for you. It puts, like, you know, gives you this whole tenant-landlord dynamic, which can be like parasitic and weird and full of conflict and hierarchies and exploitation, right? At least for some of us, right? Yeah. So there's something here about maybe rethinking that phrase or trying to see it in a different way. Are you offering shelter for someone who's been orphaned in your home, in your head? And why? And maybe it's time that they learn how to fend for themselves and not take up space in your mind. Okay? So we have as your advice, the Five of Pentacles. Let's get a little bit more on this. And then I'm getting that song Smooth Criminal. Annie, are you okay? I haven't gotten songs in a while. We have Four of Pentacles and Five of Pentacles. Smooth Criminal. Maybe something has been kind of stealing your attention or stealing your energy in some way. And that's what you're breaking your loyalty to. Or this is what you need to see for some of you. But this is already if you feel it, okay? It's not like a surprise. You could, less is more is also another message here as your advice. Simple shift, change makes, a small change makes all the difference. It's the little things. That's what I had written down here. And with the Five of Pentacles being your advice, then going to the Four of Pentacles, it really is less is more. Okay, you don't need a lot right now in terms of resources or really anything. I mean, what do you need to sit in stillness? Less is more. So give yourself space and time away from the outside world and like feeling like the need to progress or get something. Less is more. It's time to grow. Yeah, I feel like the more you water this seed, it's like too much water. You could drown it. So only give it as much as it needs, you know? Okay, so for the outcome, what's going to manifest in the next 3 months or in 2025? You take whatever you like. For you, we have the Lovers. There's that enchanted unity. It is happening. And like for some of you, this could be an actual literal union. I mean, we have unity, emperor, empress, lovers. You gotta say it. But for those of you who are not interested in that, or that's just not resonating with you, then it's these like cosmic forces of gender, of masculinity and femininity. Not like gender as in like an identity, but gender as an energy that exists in the world in an alchemical sense. As a law of the universe. Correspondence. You know, there's two forces here that are equally powerful, that are uniting and coming together to give you new knowledge so that you can make the right choices that feel in alignment with you. Let's see a little bit further. Swans could be significant as well. Also have a peacock there. We have the Nine of Swords. A tough decision presented to you. One that you could trace back to that nightmare you had, okay? Like that was telling you about this time. Interesting. So your nightmare, your night terror, if you've had one recently, or there's one that maybe you had a long time ago and it's standing out to you right now, or one comes up, it's telling you something about what is going to unfold in the next 3 months. But remember, it's not a literal translation of the scary scenario that happens in your dream. It's like whatever it's telling you is gentle, it's kind. It's just doing it a little bit in a way where it gets your attention. So look at the symbols in the dream. Look at the signs. Look at the dream archetypally rather than literally. Okay, and that might take some journaling, might take some work, right? Pull some cards on it, see what you get to analyze your own dream. Because there's something about that dream, the Nine of Swords, that is going to be like it's an aha moment in the next 3 months. That's what that dream was about. and has something to do with Emperor unity here for you. All right, Aries, I'm going to go into an extended reading. In the extended, I go a layer deeper. We see what's underneath all of this. It tends to get more specific because there's less of you. If you're interested in that, link is in the description box below. If you don't like that idea, or you can't for whatever reason, then just trust that Spirit gave you exactly what you needed to know right here, right now. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.